The real estate market is not going exactly how we expected it to go this year. What really is going on in the Reno, Sparks, and Northern Nevada real estate market for 2025 so far? I'm Garrett Stewart, and let's take a look. We did see a modest price increase from last month. So we see that we had 568,700 last month, and we jumped up to 582,000, a little over 582,000. So we did see an increase there. Compared to that to last year, it went down last year. So we did see a little increase there. So that is good news. We see some positive growth there. We tend to like to see as the spring and then summer market happens, that's when the median price starts to go up and then starts to kind of trend downward in the winter. So we're starting to see that trend go up. Now, how fast are these homes selling? And this is one of the first telling signs right now of where it's not going exactly how we expect. So take a look at last year first. Starting in February, 18 days to contract, 11 days in March of last year, and then 9 days in April of last year. So it was trending downward month after month. Well, fast forward to this year, and you can see that it went from 21 days down to 14 days, and then up to 19 days. So we weren't expecting it to be an increase. So we tend to see it continue to go downward, at least into April or May timeframe is kind of where that low point. That's a spring market rush that we tend to see. We didn't really see it as strong as we were expecting this year. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So what did I do? So I actually went and looked at the last 10 years. What was the median days to contract for an April of each year? It should be some type of pattern in there. And you can look back, and this was actually 10 years back. All of them are higher than, or this year of 25, this April was the highest of the last 10 years. So definitely seeing things take longer to get an accepted offer on homes. So half of the homes going under contract are going less than 19 days, and then half are taking more than. So just something to kind of keep in mind for those sellers out there. It might take a little bit longer to get your home sold than we expected, and that's just kind of the market that we're going into right now. There is our uncertainty. There's a lot of different factors right now. So from political, local, interest rates, a lot of different factors going on. But because of that, we aren't seeing homes sell as fast is kind of the gist of it. Now, I did go back. I had to dig in a little bit further. And April of 2015, it was higher than 19. So that was the max it went back to. But still, regardless, 10 years back, that was the highest. So how fast are homes selling in the price range you are either looking to buy in or sell in? And so, and seeing where they've changed from last month to this month. So you can see over here, a lot of these actually, April's the lighter color bar there, and increase in the first two, actually the first three. But then look at that 600 to 750,000 went from 23 days to 15 days. So kind of interesting, some different price points might have different things. That over 1.5 million down from 43 days to 28 days. So just taking a look and seeing what our sold units are like, our inventory, as well as what is new on the market and kind of how they factor into each other on there. Typically, we kind of see a stepping path up, and that we did see that again this month of April 25. So we had 375 sold properties. We saw 548 new homes hit the market and 821 active listings. Now you can see, we haven't seen over 800 since October. So we have seen that inventory increase pretty good. But how much inventory has that increased? Well, let's look back a little bit further and you can see. So let's take a look at the active inventory and just see what is, the last year where we've been at. And April of last year, it went from 452 to 491 for April versus 821 homes on the market. That is a 67% increase year over year on inventory. So that's a big factor of what's causing the days to contract to go up, because there's just more options out there. So for those buyers out there, could be a good opportunity to take advantage of that, at least maybe get a little bit more negotiations in there. Now, I want to take a look at the inventory that might be available in your price range. Again, whether this is if you're a seller, this is your competition. If you're a buyer, this is your number of options out there on any given day in April. And you can see here that a lot of them went up, but some went down as well. So like most telling you that $400,000 to $500,000 price point went from 124 days to 103 days, or not 103 days, 103 homes on the market. So definitely, saw a decrease there. But then most of the others, actually all of the others, went up. They had more inventory in those. So kind of interesting that price point, we did see a decrease and everything else increased. But so if you were selling that price point, it might be a little bit more advantageous for you. But buyers, you definitely have more choices this year from last year. Now, how does this factor in? Because yeah, we might have more homes on the market, but how does that compare to, if you have more competition, if you have more buyers on the market? And so how we factor that in, it's called months supply of inventory. And so we measure that in there, and the higher the number, the more toward the buyer's market, the lower the number, the closer to a seller's market. So which way is it trending? And we've been in the kind of the twos for some time now, and you can see we went from 2 months supply to 2.2 months supply of inventory. So we did see an increase on there. Again, this is kind of a trend that we watch. We see where things are going. And so when we see it go up, that's telling that we're closer to a buyer's market in April than we were in March. Now let's take a look and see how many homes went pending in the month of April. So this is kind of our forecast, because what this tells us is the homes that went to under contract in April are likely going to close in March or in May. And so these ones in here, we have 426 that went under contract. That likely means we're gonna see, we saw an increase from March to April, so we'll probably see more closings in May than we did in April. And look at it compared to last April, and we saw 417. So just barely a little bit more. So consider that with all the more inventory we had, 67% increase in inventory. We only saw, 11, actually 9, 9 homes went pending more this year versus last year. So very interesting numbers there. Something to kind of, maybe we're not seeing that demand quite like we expected. We were expecting a little bit more. Now, I did go back. I don't have a slide for this, but I did kind of just look back from year over year or year to date numbers. So January to April, and for sold and for pendings, and we are outpacing the last 2 years. So that's good. Our last 2 years were the two slowest years in decades. So basically since the recession, the Great Recession. So almost 2 decades pass. And so because of that, we are outpacing the last 2 months or 2 years at least from year to date numbers. So January to April of this year versus the last 2 January to Aprils, we are seeing better, stronger numbers, not by a lot, but by a little. But we were hoping to see a little bit stronger this year. We're not quite seeing that, and as inventory shows, we're seeing that increase. Now, we do need that inventory, though, don't get me wrong, but we want to see that buyer activity continue to outpace the inventory as well to have a really good, strong, balanced market. Now, if you're a seller, how many homes are going pending in the price range that maybe you are looking to sell in? And you can kind of see here, look at that 400 to 500,000. It went from 88 homes went pending up to 101. 88 to 102 for the 500 to 600,000. So we saw more of these. Actually, every single price point went higher. So that's good. We're seeing pendings increase in every different price point. Now let's dive in and go a little bit more hyper-local. We're going to start with the market statistics for Reno specifically. These are single-family homes in Reno. And so $635,000 median home price. Compare that to a year ago, and it's 8%. So we did see a good jump this year, which did definitely help it because we were on the negative side last month for year over year. Look at that inventory. This is one you're going to look at for the next couple of slides. But for inventory for Reno, year over year, up 39%. So again, we're just seeing a lot more inventory hit the market. Compare that to closed sales year over year, and it's down, 4.5%. So definitely something to watch out. Median days to contract, look at that year over year, up 157%. So we're definitely seeing a lot of change to them, but new listings didn't change that much. So we're seeing this market that is kind of maybe just not exponential growth that we're going to expect for a March market, March, April, May. We're not just seeing that take off as strong as we were hoping. Now let's take a look at Sparks. And so with Sparks, $555,000 median home price. That is an increase of 4.3% year over year. So that's always good. It's a good number to go by. And then you can look at that inventory of 264 homes available. That's an increase of 58% from last year at the same time. But that new listings did jump up a lot more for the Sparks area. And look at the closed sales, up 10%. So and median days to contract at 22 days. So that's up 83% year over year. So and up 15% just from last month. So homes are taking longer. There's more, a lot more choices than last year. Luckily, there's more homes selling in Sparks than last year as well. So we're seeing that as well. Now let's take a look at Carson City, $520,000 median home price, and that is a decrease from last month. So we saw it go from, it went down 3.3% from last month alone and down 1.4% from last year. We see that number fluctuate a little bit more just because when you only have 58 sales in the area, they fluctuate a little bit more dramatically. Now, inventory is up to 94, and that is down from year over year. So a pretty decent down. So I was surprised by that Carson City didn't see that big jump of inventory like we saw for Reno and Sparks. Now, new listings, and a lot of that could be because we didn't see as many new listings hit the market for Carson City. So if you are a Carson City seller, might be advantageous to get your home on the market sooner than later because there's not as much competition as there was last year. But regardless, median days to contract still did increase to 25 days. That's an increase of over almost 39%. Now let's take a look at Fernley. So $405,000 median home price. That is a increase of 5.8% from last year, and inventory down 2.4% from last year. Again, nothing, it went down from last year compared to Reno, and Sparks had big jumps. So very interesting just to see kind of these outlying markets of Northern Nevada aren't as necessarily as increase of inventory like Reno and Sparks are. New listings are at 53. That is down from last year as well. And look at the closed sales there, up 8.3% from last year. 28 days to get a home sold, so just almost a month. Heading a little bit further south to Gardnerville, Minden area, and we can see $660,000 median sales price there, 1.5% more than last month, but if you look at the year over year, down 2.7%. That inventory up though, just like Reno and Sparks, up 37%. So stronger inventory jump there, 137 homes in the area. New listings was at 58, which again is a higher one from last year, up 11.5%. And days to contract, only 15 days, still up year over year, but only 15 days, so a little bit faster there than some other markets. And then finally, the closed sales there is up almost 16% year over year. Some good opportunity in Gardnerville and Minden too. Wrapping this up back in Reno and Sparks, we saw the median sales price drop to $345,000. That's a decent drop from last month of 4% and 5.7% from last year. So we saw inventory is up 39%, kind of following the rest of Reno Sparks. Single family homes, but this one's just all condos and townhomes. And you can see that new listings, 124 new listings. That's just barely down from last year. Median days to contract took a little bit longer at 30 days, basically a month. and closed sales at 24% up year over year. So we hit 103 condos and townhomes sold. Could be a good opportunity for those first-time home buyers out there. Maybe find a good opportunity to get in there, maybe a little lower price point, as long as those HOAs aren't too crazy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I'm Garrett Stewart, your real estate expert for the Reno, Sparks, Carson City, and Northern Nevada areas. Please reach out. My information is right down below for you. You can call me, text me, email me, or just comment below. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me keep making these videos for you, and hit that like button. And that way it's really going to help push it out to more people so I can keep making these videos for you. Watch my other videos over here, and don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.